for editing as well. But anyway, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. I'm Abz of October Red, and I'm delighted, absolutely delighted to be joined by Troy Williamson. It's been a minute. We last spoke before you fight with Kievan Ajaku. What have you been up to?
Nothing much, just chilling, enjoying life as much as I could, and overcoming another injury, and back training full time. Looking forward to my next fight date.
Hmm. When you say another injury, what is it this time? Because I know the last one was a bit expensive.
Yeah, well, same injury, exact same.
Are
I've
you
got surgery.
joking?
Yes, exact same injury. So got the surgery, and 15 months later, same injury came back, but it's all good now. Fingers crossed. Obviously, I'm firing on all cylinders at the minute, and everything's going well.
Yeah. Talk to us about that last fight, because obviously I didn't get to speak to you post fight because I wasn't there. The fight that you had with obviously Kievan. Talk to us about that. I knew it was going to be a good fight. I said it
Now
was
that
always going to be a good fight. Talk to us about that.
Uh, yeah, good fight. I thought obviously I started well. Thought the fight was just catching fire. I thought I was momentum was just going my way, and then my right shoulder subluxed in round five, and just
Mm.
completely
Oh, he's gone already. I can't keep him. I can't keep him. It's because he's got a phone call coming. That's what happens when you get a phone call coming in. It interrupts this feed. Let's see what happens. But if you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Red, and I'm doing a couple of lives today, just to change up the way we're kind of doing our conversations. Rather than doing pre-records, I'd rather do the live. So today we've got Troy Williamson. He's back out, and I wanted to speak to him about Kievan Ajaku and obviously the fight that he had with Ishmael Davis. He's completely disappeared now. So what I'm going to have to do is keep you entertained until he comes back on the stream. So anyway, we had Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn debuted his first YouTube live with me. A great pleasure, a great honor. And for all of you that joined in the chat, I'm extremely grateful for you guys as well. Oh, he's back. You got to come off mute though. You're on mute.
Oh yeah, I'm there.
What happened then?
Oh, so I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb. Somebody rang me. Totally sorry about
It's all right. It happens. Shoulder. We got to shoulders in that
that.
fight. I know I'm going
Yeah,
to speak to you about Ishmael Davis in a bit, but I want to go back.
yeah. Obviously, my shoulder subluxed in round five, and it just threw everything out the window. Obviously, I couldn't let my right hand go. Obviously, you watch the fight back, you probably see me doing this and trying to bring my
Right.
shoulder back in, but didn't really get back on until like the end of round eight. And obviously, from round five, six, seven, eight, I obviously give them rounds away, and obviously come back like round nine, but too late. But yeah, it was that was very very frustrating because that was a fight that I should have won. I was very capable of winning. I thought I was winning, and then obviously that happened, and it was out of my hands. So it was a tough pill to swallow, that one.
Yeah, it was. And then obviously you move on to Ishmael Davis. Obviously there was a bit of I think you'd sparred before, right?
Yeah, sparred for many years, 3 4 years.
And how did obviously talk us through that fight and how that went. Obviously not the result that you wanted, but talk to us about Ish in the pro rank. Like you said, you've sparred before, but you've never obviously boxing professionally until then.
Yeah, obviously Ishmael's a great fighter. He showed that on the night, and he let the better man won on the night. Great fighter, great guy. Bit like myself, he's a family man, so there was a lot of respect there. Obviously, I went into that fight 110% confident that I would win. Um, Obviously there was a few issues with the weight. Obviously, I failed the weight. People saying it was intentional, but I've made weight 6 7 times previous. I've made 154. I thought I was going to do the weight late all the way up until the weigh-ins. Thought I was going to do the weight, and then obviously when I eventually started cutting the weight, it just didn't come off. I had a bad experience doing it. Just
Was you weight drained?
pardon?
Was you weight drained on the scales? Was you not on the scales in the fight?
No, no. Obviously, I just obviously when I started cutting away, I had a funny turn. Obviously, I just couldn't take no weight off. Never, obviously, I've never come out and said anything, but obviously I've like fainted before obviously trying to do the weight, so obviously it wasn't good. So that's why obviously we didn't make weight. I got penalised for that, and obviously I thought obviously what weight obviously I was. So obviously would I say that obviously I wouldn't say that's why I lost, but obviously it's not ideal.
It's not
Obviously,
going to help, is it?
no, it's not going to help. But like you said, a better man won on the night. He's a great fighter, Ishmael, and how eventually, obviously, that was basically a telling point to say your body can't do it no more. Move up. So now I've moved to 160, a more natural weight, and still plenty of big fights in me. I'm only 33 years old. I'm young, 33, and I'm obviously I've just got a point to prove now that obviously 154. I just stayed at that weight for too long. I'm ready to really push on at 160.
Can I ask you when do you, as a fighter, like when do you know? And fair enough, that was like worst case scenario because, like you said, you just couldn't take any more off. As a professional boxer, when do you know that it literally I can't do this weight anymore? I've got to go up. This is starting to get uncomfortable because it wouldn't have been that fight. You may have experienced that slightly before where you thought, this weight's looking a bit, it's looking a bit
Yeah, I
difficult
did.
now.
Like it's obviously it's like you say. It's should have moved up 3 or 4 fights ago.
Wow.
To be honest, but obviously I think I stayed at 154 because I kept on making 154. As daft as it sounds, if I made 154 against
I
Ishmael,
hear it.
I would probably be still a bit at 154 fighter now. But um, struggled for years. Like I was massive at that way, but I think because the opportunities kept on coming, and I kept on making the weight, I just stayed at it a little bit too long. But yeah, that was a telling point, obviously, that where I couldn't make it, and obviously now I've moved up. So yeah,
How do you cope then, Troy? Because we see fighters, they start off, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, get quite far on a winning streak. When you lose as a fighter, what does that do to you? And then looking at other fighters when they lose, they don't tend to have this like eagerness to come back, or they'll go within themselves. But as a fan, I don't climb through the ropes. I don't go through what you go through. What kind of pressure, I guess, is what I'm asking, is on the you fighters that fight in front of thousands of people. When you lose, what does it do to you up here?
obviously it's mentally tough. Obviously, I'm a winner, so I hate losing, but it's just a blip in the road. Like for me, it's just a blip in the road. Obviously, I know why I've lost. And like you say, obviously some people don't, but without obviously getting into all them details, like I know why I've lost, and I know what's gone wrong, and I know what to do to make it right. So it's just a blip in the road, like life. Obviously, life throws all sorts of stuff at you, and it's just this is just a minor. I'm eager to get back and just prove a lot of people like that I'm still in the mix for titles at 160, and I think a lot of people are going to say like the best of me. I'm gonna be back knocking people out. The last person I knocked out would have been Ted Cheeseman. After that, that's when I started struggling to do the weight. And if you look at my record, I've been in back-to-back fights for my last 6, 7 fights, and since the Cheeseman one, I've not really like knocked anybody clean out. Where like before then, I was knocking people out. I was knocking
Why
people
is
over.
that, do you think,
So
then, Troy?
what's that? Sorry.
Why do you think that is? Is there can you give it an answer?
I'm just putting it strictly down to the weight.
All right.
Obviously training myself that much where I just didn't have the explosivity. So now obviously I'm at 160 and I'll be going in that ring full, hydrated, carrying a lot more muscle. I'm going to be knocking people out again, and it's really exciting. I'm really excited to get in the mix at this weight.
I'm going to talk to you about that opportunity, but You Love Boxing has put a comment in there. Afternoon, or Williamson versus Cheeseman is a British classic. And yeah, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't remember that fight well. That was a fabulous night for boxing. Obviously not for Ted, but for yourself. They use the word emphatic. That was an emphatic knockout.
Yeah, and like that's what you're gonna see a lot more of that. Obviously, doesn't matter obviously what opponents in front of me. They're gonna feel devastating power now. Now I've moved to a weight. Just like I did against Cheeseman.
Talk to us about well, you're on a card, you're fighting soon. So for our viewers that don't know what you're up to, tell us about the card that you're on, where it is, who you're fighting. Fill us in.
Yeah, obviously my next fight, it's in Dubai, October 19th. Carlos Takam and Marius Wack, I think, is the main event. So it's a great card. One that really deserves to be on TV. I think from top to bottom, it's got some great fighters on it, and I'm really pleased to be back amongst it. And this is just a stepping stone to where I want to be now at this new division that I'm in.
You mentioned about stepping stone, who you're fighting.
I haven't got no opponent yet. They've mentioned a couple of names. It's not going to be obviously no great name coming off injury, moving up away, but I want to get this one out of the way. It'd be nice to get like another one before the new year, and then come 2025, I want to be knocking on the door for titles.
So let us know a little bit about your training, the sparring, how that's been going, obviously in preparation for this fight. How has Camp Williamson gone this time?
Yeah, it's going good. Obviously, I've just started picking things up. I've been in London this week, sparring Chris Eubank. He's fighting a week before me, so it's great prep for us both. I don't think he's going to get no better sparring than me, and obviously I'm not going to get no better sparring than him. So we're both sharpening each other up. Back down there Monday, getting some more rounds in, and yeah, I've got some good sparring lined up over the next couple of weeks. So I'm raring to go, feeling good in the gym. Injury free so far, and obviously long may it continue because yeah, people are going to see a big change from me.
So what's it been like sparring Chris? Obviously, yeah, we know that he's out in Saudi. You're in Dubai, he's in Saudi on the Beterbiev Bivol undercard. How's it been sparring him?
Yeah, it's been great. He's looking razor sharp. Looks like he's back to his old self where he's thrown just ferocious combinations, 8, 10, 12 punches. But yeah, it's I'm matching his work, and I'm giving him some great work. Great rounds that you
You
pay to
know,
watch.
yeah, really.
Mm.
When you talk about like ring rust, because we're looking at time differences, you've been at the ring a shorter amount of time than he has. They say that, sparring is sparring, and obviously you get in the ring and it just depends who the better fighter is on the night. Like you said, there could be all sorts leading up to that critical moment. Do you think that, this time away from the ring that he's had is going to be able to jump back in there like he never left,
Yeah, of
basically?
course, because the sparring that would like it's intense. It's like a bout. It's like a fight. We're going at it for 6, 8 rounds. So yeah, obviously all this ring rust crap. I think if you're not being in the ring and you're not being sparring and you're not being in the gym, then yeah, fair dues. But if you're in the gym and you're having these elite rounds sparring, then it won't make a difference.
Yeah. So talk to us about that card that's coming up that Chris, obviously, in fact, no. We'll go to Saturday coming. Obviously, we've got the card in Wembley, courtesy of Riyadh Season. What's your favourite fight on the card? And I'm going to take away the headline because it's easy to say Joshua Dubois, even though it might not be, but I'm going to take that one away and talk to me about the fight that you're most looking forward to and why.
Probably the middleweights now because Hamza Shiraz and Tyler Denny. Yeah, obviously I've seen now I'm a middleweight now, so I'll be keeping a close eye on that one. I was looking forward to the Josh Kelly, Liam Smith. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's off.
Mm.
Joshua Boatsi and Willie Hutchinson. I'm really happy about that one as well. So it's every fight on that card. It's a massive fight, and looking forward to it.
So we talk about middleweights then. Hamza Shiraz versus Tyler Denny. Who wins and why?
You got obviously Hamza will be the favourite, but you can't back against Tyler Denny. He's producing the goods. He had a great win against Felix Cash, and I say he can whack a little bit, so he's got a puncher's chance. But you probably got to go with Hamza Shiraz. He's in great form. He's unbeaten. He's young, but looking forward to it. It's a good fight.
So you mentioned there as well, Joshua Boatsi versus Willie Hutchinson, allegedly an eliminator for the main card, the belts. What happens then? Who are they going to end up fighting? Bivol or Beterbiev? depending on who wins. Talk to us about that fight and the same, who wins and why.
Yeah, I think it's a really intriguing fight, and I can see how both fighters can win. Obviously, I've known Boatsy from the amateur days.
Yes.
He's not just a brute. He's not just a brute. Come forward, power punch. He can box. Got bronze in the Olympics. He can use his head in there, and obviously Willie's he's a great fighter. He's a great boxer. He switch hits. He's a good mover. But I can see how they both win. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I wouldn't really like to pick a winner because I like both guys. May the best man win. Hopefully it's a top draw, a top fight.
Have you seen the I think whatever they're calling it, whichever channel it's on, where the fighters sort of like sit down and have a quick conversation? I'd say that we usually see a more calm version of Boatsy, but those of us that know him, your word.
Yeah, I think he's always like that. He's a true professional. He doesn't show up for the cameras, and he didn't act who he's not. But to be fair, I don't think Willie does. I think that is how Willie is. Like in or out the ring, I think that's just how Willie is. So gets people talking, doesn't it?
It definitely does, and that's what we needed as well. Because it's nice to see a spiteful side come out of Boatsy. We know what we're going to get with Willie Hutchinson. He likes to wind his opponents up. He's good for the camera. He is good. But it's like Boatsy, something sparked inside of him where if that, transcends into the ring, we could be really entertained in that fight. So
I think it will as well, because like as much as he is a nice guy out the ring, when he gets in there, he is spiteful. I've done a lot of round span with Boatsy up in Sheffield, and he is spiteful. He is spiteful when he's in the ring. So looking forward to the fight. I don't see it going the distance.
Oh, I like that. I do like that prediction. Somebody in the chat, Sportsmaster, shout out to yourself. Is Troy interested in fighting Felix Cash or Amal Williams?
Yeah, of course. Two great fights. That's what I'm in the game for, to have these big fights, and they're big fights. Obviously Felix Cash is coming off a loss like myself. Obviously, I'm going to get a win October 19th, but I think that's still a great fight. Me and Felix. Amal Williams is basically in the same boat. So if they want to mix it, let's go.
I've got to ask about the main event of Joshua, obviously versus Dubois. Both of them on a high at the moment, if you can call it that, a boxing high. Both of them, winning or being in some good, interesting fights before they fight each other. Talk to us about that fight and the pros and cons for each fighter, Troy.
I think it's a great fight. Obviously, Dubois, his confidence will be through the roof. A lot of people wrote him off against Ergovic, and he come through that. Jarrell Baby Miller, that was a great win. But the same with Joshua, he's moved teams with Ben Davison. He looks like he's improved. Setting up his punches. I think we're in for a treat with that fight. All British Classic. If I had to pick a winner, I'd probably go AJ. I think he's more cleaner with his punches. His accuracy is probably a bit better, and I think he's more heavy-handed. Looking forward to it.
What I will say to you, Troy, is you're one of these fighters that I get it. I think, are you promotionally free? Are you a free fighting agent?
Yeah, free agent.
But you're still getting fights. You're still keeping active. You're still keeping your name in the mix. How do you manage to do that, Troy?
Because I'll fight anybody, anywhere. I'm always ready. I'm in the gym. So if the call comes and it makes sense, then yeah, we're having a fight.
I've got to ask, obviously, you've fought Ishmael Davis and potentially on the horizon. It's not immediate, but it looks like he could be going in against Junaid Bostan. Talk to us about that fight and who do you believe wins that and why?
I've sparred, obviously, I've sparred and obviously boxed Ishmael, and I've done a lot of sparring with Junaid.
Oh, have you?
They're both obviously very, very talented. Both, I'd probably say both are a bit similar. They're both switch hitters. They both carry a bit of a punch. So both, the ring IQ is both great. Do you know what? It's hard. Obviously, Junaid's young. He's fresh. I'd probably say Junaid was probably a bigger puncher, but they both can They both can use the heads in there, so I couldn't pick a winner. Genuinely couldn't pick a winner between them two.
You know, when you're like watching all of this going on, and obviously you're going back out to fight in Dubai.
Yeah.
I know you said you know you're going to come back to winning ways. You're going to make a mark at 160, a weight that you're more comfortable at. And there's fights out there. You're watching potential opponents, you know, pile up with their fights to happen as well. What's your roadmap then? I'm gonna say 12 months. I think that can be realistic. What do you want to achieve? Do you want a promotional company behind you? Are you happy being a free agent? What does Troy Williamson want out of this part of his career?
I just want big fights. I'd love to become a two-time British champion. Yeah, obviously, my full focus is on October 19th. Get a win then, and then I'll have a lot more pull then. So yeah, get this out of the way first, and then we'll jump back on. We'll talk then.
All right, then. Finally, I want 2 predictions from you, if I can. We've got Beterbiev versus Bivol. Give us your thoughts on that light heavyweight contest.
Bivol.
Oh,
Yeah, gotta go Bivol. I can't see him knocking him out, so I'd go Bivol points.
why? Why do you see Beterbiev losing?
I'm not going to say his age, because age is only a number, and obviously he's produced the goods. How many times? How many fights he had? So I just I think Bivol's just fresh. His footwork is tremendous, and I think his work rate. I think he'll just outwork him.
I like that. I'm a massive Beterbiev fan, so I'm backing Beterbiev in that one. But it'd be interesting. Fraser
Yeah, of
Clark
course.
goes up against Fabio for the rematch. An entertaining fight that we had last time. How do you see that one going this time?
Yeah, both unbelievable fighters. I respect both of them highly. But Fraser's my guy. Obviously, I like Fraser. Speak to Fraser on a regular basis, so I got to back Fraser.
Oh, I love that. Team Clark. But they are both wonderful gentlemen, both
Oh, of course,
equally as nice as each other.
yeah, of course. The first fight was a war. Hopefully, we get the same outcome, but hopefully we get a winner, not a draw. If we get a draw, we're gonna have to have a third fight. But yeah, I'm team Clark for that one.
Team
But
Clark.
again, obviously, may the best man win, and hopefully they both leave the ring safe.
And should Tyson Fury, obviously, he's set to go in for the rematch against Alexander Usyk. Obviously, not for the undisputed because the IBF is now out of it. But who do you see winning that, and why?
I can see Fury winning. Definitely wouldn't write him off, but I think he's got to
Same.
go in there and present himself, uses his size, his height, his reach, just and basically try and bully Usyk like what Daniel Dubois did. Daniel Dubois took it to Usyk and made it a fight. I think that's what Fury's got to do. He's got when he fought Wilder and he knocked Wilder out and he put it on him. I think that's what he's got to do with Usyk, and I think we'll see a different outcome.
So where can we watch your fight then? Because I know it's out in Dubai. Is there anything going to be streaming across YouTube? What's happening with that if the UK fans want to watch it?
I think there'll be some sort of stream. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure yet, but obviously, when I do find out, and if I know, obviously, I will be putting it on my socials so people can watch it then.
Make sure you do. And just shout out your socials for those of us that don't know how to find you.
Yeah, so obviously, I'm on Twitter, Troy Williamson _, and I'm on Instagram, Troy Williamson _. Get me on Facebook as well, just my name. And yeah, tune in October the 19th.
The best time of year that is October.
It must be your birthday, is it?
Yeah, it is.
October the what?
The 5th.
That's my son's first birthday, October 2nd.
Oh wow, good people, October people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't mess with them though. They don't like when you cross them. They're cool, but just don't cross them. But anyway, on that note, listen, Troy, all the best. I'll be keeping an eye on your socials because I know that you've been sparring, obviously, Chris Eubank Jr. because I can see that. So hold on, got one more question for you. 1 second. Hi, Abz. Can you ask Troy if he thinks Lewis Crocker could jump in and save the fight with Josh Kelly? That's from Raz McGowan.
I've seen 3, 4, 5 names thrown about for the Kelly fight. I don't know who will get it. I'd like to see the Lewis Crocker fight because that'll be a good fight. The other names that I've seen flown about, they'll all make good fights, but like you say, obviously it all depends on who's been in the gym and who stayed ready because it's only a week to go. So whoever's in the gym staying ready, then yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
looking
could be
forward to see who gets
absolutely
it.
crazy. He's supposed to be fighting Paddy Donovan next year, but like you said, there's a few names being bandied about, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Troy, is there anything else from yourself before I let you go?
No, that's everything's cool. Everything's cool.
We'll catch up after you win.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. It'll be a
And just keep the
devastating
momentum
win.
going. Yeah, keep the momentum
Yeah.
going. I like the fact that you're just still out there and you're still grafting and you still want to fight anyone. I love
Yeah,
that. Just you're very
always grinding.
tenacious.
Yeah, always grinding. Obviously, I'm not done yet. I'm not where I want to be. So, got to keep on grafting away until I get there.
Yeah. All the best. Thank you so much for your time, Troy. And yeah, we'll catch up.
Thank you very
I'll
much.
see you soon. Take
See you
care.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this live. Thank you for the questions that you've put up. I'll be going live again in about half an hour with heavyweight Jamie Takivi. I might even get another heavyweight to jump in as well while we debate the heavyweights. And obviously, Jamie goes up against Franklin Ignatius. Make sure I get his name right. So we'll be talking about that. So tune back in about half an hour's time and we'll be live again. So yeah. You know what we say? You know what we say at October Red? We say...
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care. People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care. People say I'm toxic.